Howdy, it's Jim Arado, and this is early May 2023, and we're in Traverse City, Michigan, one of my favorite little towns. It's, like I said, it's rainy, it's cold. We actually hit some snow on this particular day, but I feel like this drive, this wet, rainy drive, is kind of appropriate as we go to the former Traverse City State Hospital. It's now the Village at Grand Traverse Commons, and just kind of oddly, we did a trip around Lake Michigan in 2013. We circled Lake Michigan. It did a really nice complete circle. It was pretty cool. And almost 10 years to the day um, later, we didn't quite circle all of Lake Michigan, but we did some of the same stops on the Michigan side. We've got family in Grand Rapids, and we came up and saw them, and then hit some of the same spots in Michigan we'd hit before. And this was a place I wanted to come back to because it looks like that. How epic is that? I mean, that is just special. And it's big, it's massive, it's just so definitely photogenic. And you come through, and they have all these shops on the first floor. It's just a very, very nice place to be. And they do actually have some living spaces up through here too. So we stopped by. Unfortunately, we were here a bit later in the day, and some of the businesses had already closed for the day. So we really timed this out perfectly, um, for what that's worth. Oh, yo, Seven Dwarves. See them while you can. And I remember that nice painting from when we were here the first time. So yeah, we were here 10 years apart. And they do I think a historic tour and also a ghost tour now. And we also got here too late to do any of the tours. And that was tragic. I would have loved to have done one of those tours. And just looking in some of the shops and some of the places right now, they have a cool little museum dedicated to the hospital. And I kind of peeked in there. It's kind of bars were up, but you could look in there and see what was going on. A history of the facilities there on the right, and it's very open. I mean, there weren't many people around, and we felt very free to just kind of walk around, check things out. And while I'm thinking about it, let me mention a couple of books that I read about the Traverse City State Hospital. Memories of the Traverse City State Hospital, Beauty is Therapy by Earl Steele and Kristen M. Haynes. And I also picked up the Images of America, Traverse City State Hospital by Chris Miller. I enjoyed both of those. If you're interested in this place, both of those are books you definitely want to keep around. Oh man, and we got here right as that bookstore was closing. So I did not have a chance to look around there, which absolutely broke my heart. But we're talking about coming back again as soon as we can. Had some cool art on the walls too. I thought that was pretty neat. We did talk to a lady who lived here. She was walking her dog, and we talked to her for a while, and she said, "Watch my dog run," and then her and her dog ran off. They were hysterical. I wish I'd filmed it, but I didn't. But we did talk to a sweet lady who lived here with her dog, and I believe it's maybe independent or assisted living on the floors above the shops. I could be wrong about that. If you know, let me know. I mentioned that they do tours. Those looked really cool, and I'm itching to go back and do a little bit more of a tour here. They looked fun, and I'll give you just a brief description of the place from Wikipedia, just because they have a nice general bit of info. The Traverse City State Hospital, also known at various points as the Northern Michigan Asylum and the Traverse City Regional Psychiatric Hospital, is a decommissioned psychiatric hospital in Traverse City, Michigan. Established in 1881 by James Decker Munson And Perry Hanna, the hospital, was in operation from 1885 to 1989. The site has since been redeveloped, reopening in 2002 as the Village at Grand Traverse Commons, a social center including shops, restaurants, office space, and residences. It is the last Kirkbride building of Michigan's original four left in the state. Listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1978 and designated a Michigan State Historic Site in 1985. And I think we saw it a moment ago, but there is a little company, the company that does the ghost and the historic tours. They've got a little gift shop there where they've got lots of books, stickers, patches, and postcards, that sort of thing. I love those items. I spent some money there. I love the fact that they had a good selection of books too. Yeah, there we go. And they had some little flyers up about the books they were selling, so I thought that was great. I'd like a little more history, just kind of up and around on the former hospital. A couple coffee shops were here. I know when we were here before, there was one coffee shop where if you got a coffee to go, they still gave it to you in a ceramic mug, and they asked you to bring it back. But if you didn't bring it back, it was no big deal, and they had where you could donate ceramic mugs. And I thought that was a pretty cool idea. For the record, I took a ceramic mug and I did not bring it back. But no, I just thought it was pretty cool that they did that. Also, the last time we were in Traverse City back in 2013, we stopped by and saw the Beach Bums. I was really big into baseball at that time, and they had the Beach Bums, and we went and saw them at their park. And I stopped by when a game was not going on, and they still let me kind of go through and look at the park, look at their offices. Very friendly organization, and I know that that's been bought out, and I believe they're the Pit Spitters now, and they're no longer in the Frontier League. They're doing the college bat thing. There's some advertisements, some nice big banners for some of the businesses inside of the facility. And this is us driving away and around the former hospital. Very scenic. Lots of old buildings. I mean, it does have kind of an old building feel. And you almost, I've been to the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. I've been to Moundsville State Prison. We've toured several big facilities like this. They're big, they're epic. But this is different because it's not, it's still in use. It's still functional, and it's still, just being used the way it is. But as you'll see, there are some buildings around it that I don't think they're quite. I don't think they're being used quite in the same way as the big main building there. I was a little bit disappointed. Like I said, we got here kind of late. According to their website, the place was still open for another hour or two, but some of the businesses were going ahead and closing early. We had come from Ludington. We'd spent part of the day there, and then we still had to make it on into Bay Harbor, and we just kind of sandwiched ourselves here, just with really a couple of hours, and that was not bright, because next time I come here, I probably want to spend a good half day, if not a whole day, and I'll need to do some research next time and make sure that I'm able to take advantage of those tours that are offered. But yeah, we went to Ludington. House of Flavors, love that place. Just another nice little town. And then we also stopped at we stayed at the inn at Bay Harbor, a wonderful hotel. But it just kind of time got away from us here. But we were still able to drive around, and we did get in and enjoy checking out some of those little shops. It's always interesting to me, though, to think that this place was started, in the late 1800s, and it continued on until 1989. So obviously, I'm sure there's people in the area that worked there, that lived there, that were received services there, and that's fascinating to me. I wonder how many of those people come back and are still associated in some way with the place. Yeah, and just again, it's a rainy day, and there's raindrops on the window, but just kind of getting a look at some of the buildings. And I don't know I don't know what you have access to when you're doing the tour, but just some interesting buildings. Does look like they're trying to do some work on a lot of them. I mean, for the most part, I think a lot of the buildings look like they're in pretty decent shape, or they're getting repairs.
Which way should I go? Right or left?
But yeah, I'm very fascinated with this place. Like I said back in 2013 when we did our big trip through Michigan, this was a place I wanted to. Yeah, we kind of went out of our way to make sure we came here, and I'm grateful that we did. I'm glad we got to see it in 2013. I'm glad we got to see it in 2023, and hopefully we'll be back before 10 years is up. Do you live here? Do you live in Traverse City? What did I miss? What do you know about this place? Do you have any inside tips? Do you have any good ghost stories? I would love to hear from some locals that know a little bit more about this wonderful building, this very nicely repurposed facility.